Another Transformer? Can you believe it? Oh my god. What's up, guys? It's been too long. Too long since my last LEGO Transformer. It's been, let's see, a year since my last LEGO Transformer. That was Rampage. Sorry. Finally, I have a new build here. A new Transformer, that is. And obviously, this is movie Bumblebee. I always forget I haven't built this version of Bumblebee before, but, I mean, I've just built like 4 different versions of the same type of Bumblebee way back. I'm glad to at least get this design of Bumblebee now. And I'm very happy with the way this came out. I started this way back in March, I think, and finally decided to finish it off, and very happy with the way this came out. Obviously, here he is in his vehicle mode. He's a Camaro, and it looks pretty smooth and pretty sleek. Just an overall good-looking car here. He does roll, which is nice. Very well, actually. As you can see, you've got the 2 stripes going down, and I tried to replicate at the back here. It's a little weak, but it works there. You see, you got a nice sleek windshield. It is a little too slanted, but I tried to fix it and just couldn't really figure anything out without making it more complicated than it is. And here we have the front. You see the headlights there. Those look pretty good. Nice grille. Here's the side view and the back. You see, you got the taillights here. The back doesn't stay together all that well, but just because of the ball joints, it's pretty stiff, so it works. You can see you've got sort of a representation of the back window. It's not all that great, but it is there. And yeah, everything is pretty smooth and tiled off, which is nice. It looks pretty clean. Of course, you got hinge lines and everything. That's kind of how it is with LEGO Transformers at this scale. As you can see, it's pretty wide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 8 studs wide. So he is sort of that slightly bigger scale that I've been changing into. But for some size comparisons, here we have my LEGO Sideswipe. So they're pretty much the same size, although I think this one's a lot cleaner. Studio Series Jazz, and a minifigure. And actually, one last size comparison. Here he is with Optimus Prime. Again, he's probably a little too big, but it's pretty close, I would say. And they look really good together. And also, another neat little thing or feature is you can untap the door. It's attached to the stud right here, and it does open up, which is pretty nice. And you can pose a minifigure there or something. And this car mode actually holds together really nicely. Nothing really rattles around or is very loose, so that's really fun. It's fun to roll around. And, this build is actually really fun to just play around with and pose in robot mode and all that. Speaking of robot mode, I think we can move on to the transformation. So to start out, basically just like every other Bumblebee, you're gonna start by detaching the doors, swinging them out. You can do the same over here. And then you're going to take these pieces and they'll hinge up. And you'll just leave them like that for now. And then we're going to come back here. We're going to lift these pieces up. These kind of lock everything into place. You know, lift those up, and this will free this to come down here. And coming up here, you're going to see these panels here. You're going to unhook these on both sides. These will actually be the arms, which form the roof of the car, which is pretty neat. And that will basically loosen everything up so that we can come over here to the front. We're going to untab these and hinge the wheels out of the way to make for some room, and you're going to bring them up. They tab in right under here and lift them up. You can do that to give you some more room. And you're gonna come under here. This will be the head. You're gonna bring that out, and then this whole thing is on a ball joint. You're gonna hinge this down and rotate it around and then go back up. So basically flipped around the hood of the car, hinges back onto the hood there, and that'll bring the head up there. And you're going to slide these pieces forward on that hinge right there and angle these to sit onto the chest here. Yeah, you can see them coming together. So these wheels are going to hinge on these plates, and you're going to rotate them back. Same over here, and do the same. And then we'll come to the back here. This whole thing will hinge down. You see the windshield will split. Get these out of the way. And you're just gonna bring these up so you can angle the wheels up on the shoulders. And this whole thing will hinge under the body. And you're going to take these pieces here. These are what the arms are connected to. Bring those out. Shift them over. Shift that up and then back as far as it'll go, that way. And the same over here, shift it over, and then slide it back. Bring these out, and then we can bring them up and move this so that this will go into in this empty spot right here. And I'll fill in that, and that'll sort of lock it into place pretty well. You're going to bring the arms down. You're gonna have to rotate this to get it to lay right. This shoulder panel will flip up, and I like to give the arm guards a little bit of shape, which looks pretty nice. Do the same over here. Bring this up and fill this in here. Lock that in, and then shimmy the arm into there. Bring the shoulder pad up and rotate at the elbow. Then you can do the same thing with the arm pad here. And then we're getting there. So this whole section right here is going to hinge up. That's going to bring the hips sort of where they should be. And then now we'll go on to the legs here, which is basically the back half of the car. So gonna come back here, and we're going to take these side panels, and you're gonna come out and then shift up on that. And that'll give you a lot of room to manipulate these bottom panels and all that. So you're gonna bring this piece out so you can hinge the back bumper of the car down. And here's actually where the foot is stored, so you can bring that up. And then you're gonna bring this whole section out, sort of like the MPM figure. And this is where it's a little tricky because you have to get everything to clear each other. You're gonna rotate this and then slide it on that bar, and you can bring it down. Actually, before you do that, you're gonna have to slide this up, and that'll give you the clearance to rotate the wheel in. And you're going to rotate the foot down and then shift it over so it's locked in there pretty nicely. Bring these heel pieces out and give them a little angle. And then you're going to make sure this is slid all the way over. And this will sit nicely right on the leg there. And I'll kind of lock in place, which is nice. And bring the spoiler up and then hinge it over to the calf. Then we can come to the front here, angle the knee pad, and we're gonna bring this section out, and we're gonna rotate it just 90 degrees like that, and hinge it right on the other side of the leg there. And after that's done, we'll move on to the upper leg. This is pretty easy. You see this hinge right here. Just rotate that on that clip, and then lay it against the leg. You can hinge this back so that you get that angle on it. And there you have one of the legs pretty much done. You just angle that actually. And there you go. That's one of the legs completely done. Now you're just gonna do the same on this side. We're gonna slide that up first, and then down, get it out of the way. Bring the foot out from in the car, and then hinge this all around. Slide this over, and bring it around. Bring the heel pieces out, and shift it on this robot hand right here, just like that. There we go. And now you can bring this piece, well, make sure it's slid all the way over, and then you can bring it up. That'll kind of solidify that. And then we'll rotate this while we're here, just like that. And then fold it over there. Bring the spoiler up, and then hinge it down. Knee pad will come out. Get this little angle, and then lastly, I'm going to rotate this up, make sure it's laying flat, and then lay it against the leg there. And after that, there you have both the legs done. So now we're almost there. I'm gonna just set that right onto the body there, and we'll come to the back and we'll mess with the wings. This is the last part. So these main wings here, kind of get these wheels out of the way. They're on a couple hinges here. You're gonna bring this around and then down. It'll sit right next to the windshield part. It'll lay it nicely. And you're gonna rotate on that robot hand and shift up all the way on that bar. Same over here. Bring this around and down, and then rotate around and shift up. There we go. The wheels will come up, sit right alongside those. Just like that. And you can give these a little angle. And the bottom wings here, I'm gonna rotate around on this, then you can angle them in with that ball joint. Same over here. Angle them in. And then we just getting everything situated here. And after all that, here we have Bumblebee in his robot mode. And I actually am extremely happy with how this turned out. I think this looks very accurate, and it's honestly one of the most sturdy Transformers I've built in a really long time, if not ever. And he's probably the most poseable Transformer I've ever made. It is just really fun to mess around with, pose around, just a lot of fun. So, very happy with how this turned out. Coming to the back here, you can see really not much of a backpack at all. And you've got the nice wheel placement, which I think looks really good. And the way the roof of the car forms the arm panels here is really interesting to me. With using Lego, you can really use the abstractness to your advantage to form parts of the robot that actually shouldn't be there. Now coming to the feet here, you got the wheels and the ankles there. They should be a little lower, but honestly doesn't really bother me that much, and they're at least in the general area where they should be. I like this detail right here, I think that's really nice. And the feet just look overall pretty good to me. Got the nice heels on the back, so he does stand up very nicely. It's real easy to stand him up in a lot of poses. And speaking of poses, get into articulation. So this has to be one of my most poseable Transformers yet. You've got, to start out with, you got a waist bend, ab crunch, which is something I rarely put in Transformers, and I really focused on keeping posability as one of the priorities with this. You got a real nice leg kick there, goes back pretty far. You can also adjust the hip to get more posability with the legs. This goes in and out, whatever you need. Knee bend is about 90 degrees, maybe a little less, but it's pretty close. You've got ball joint at the knee, and toes are articulated as well. You got kind of a toe pivot, which is nice. That goes out. I don't think you want to do that, but up here you've got nice 360 with the arms. You can go up. This actually moves out of the way, so you can get full range of motion there. And ball joint at the elbow. Head is on a swivel, and it can go up pretty far, down even farther if you use that neck joint here, but it's kind of weird. These can move around, and actually I forgot to mention the arms have pretty much a butterfly joint with this here, so you can go out and in, which is nice, real helpful for some cool poses. Coming to the back here, you've got the wings on basically 3 points of articulation. You've got a swivel here, you can go in and out, and can go up and down, which that up and down is really helpful, I think. And you got a ball joint at the lower wings, so you can really get good poses out of those. And for a couple size comparisons with my other Transformers, you've got Cybertronian Bumblebee, Volkswagen Bumblebee. You can see how much bigger my recent Transformers have been getting. Barricade. Yeah, again, he should probably be bigger. I might need to update him in the future. Here's a minifigure. And one last size comparison. Here he is with Optimus Prime. And that looks really good. Again, he should probably be a little smaller, or him a little taller, I don't know, but it is real close. And one last thing is his blaster. It just clips onto his hand here, and yeah, it looks really good. And it kind of wraps around his arm to thicken it up a bit, which is nice. And yeah, that looks really good. Got all those different barrels on there, nice and detailed. So there you go. So that's about it for this video, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leaving a like would help a lot. And I'm really happy with how this came out, with how sturdy it is, with how fun it is to pose around, and it's just a fun build in general. I hope you guys like it too. I will have the studio file in the description with the parts list and all of that. So if you wanted, you can order the parts. I will hopefully do instructions at some point. I know I always say that and I never end up doing it, so if I do, look forward to that. But otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.